How do we center in consciousness? Consciousness is like space. Where is a center in space? There is no center in space. What we can realize is that there may be energetic centering. You can center in your breath. You can center in your mind's eye. You can center in your Kundalini flow. You can ground yourself and so on. However, the self or yourself is already here. So in a way, the center of consciousness for you is you. Now, of course, as you look into your mind, you will say, oh, it doesn't feel like it. And it doesn't seem so. That my thoughts, whatever is happening in my head, that would be my center. And yes, you're right. That is not your center. Your thoughts, understanding, analysis, they're not your center. But the one who is observing, the one who is noticing thoughts is the center. So we come to know there is the observer. Yeah, so there's the observer. And then we go deeper and we find out there is a deeper self, the I am. And then even the deeper self as the subject awareness. And when you get to the point of subject awareness, which is pretty easy to get there, you can ask yourself, am I aware? Yes, I am. And that is the subject awareness. And when you relax into this subject awareness, you will see that it is like space. It has no center. It has no beginning and no end and no middle point. So the subject awareness is called the subject awareness because you're still referencing from a position. And as you relax that position, and as you get to know awareness more, as you familiarize with awareness more, you will look around and say, oh, there is no beginning, no end, no middle, no up, no down. It's actually open. It's actually boundless. I also love very much Tao, the teachings of Tao. Tao Te Ching is a very lovely book. So how does it apply to the natural self, Sahaja Yoga, Sahaja state of consciousness? How does it apply to the natural self, the Tao? I get many students who come, being high, in energetics, blissed out. And then that is lovely, but the natural self is neither high nor low. The natural self is right in between, so to speak. It is a bit more neutral. Yeah, very important to use this word. It's a bit more neutral. So you may assume that it's, this infinite bliss, but energetically speaking, if you are pulled high, If you're pulled high, what is happening right now in reality is being pulled high. And therefore, it is not a stateless state. It is not a natural state. So I want to bring you again back to this neutrality. And in that neutrality, I invite you to recognize that at first it seems like not so interesting at first, but then you will not recognize there is something special about it that you can't put your finger on. When you come to neutrality, it seems, oh, there's like nothing there. Exactly. Perfect. Yeah, your mind has nothing to do there. So there is nothing for your mind to do in neutrality. And this neutrality, it means a certain space where you're not pulled up nor pulled down. So you kind of pause for a second and you just kind of, it's a pausing. And just look around, it's can't find anything. Exactly. Get to know that. Get to know that. Where you don't find anything, that's where the self is. That's where the natural state is. In terms of this neutrality, you're not pulled up or down or left or right. And that is the center. That is the center of your consciousness, your self, where you're neither seeking, nor avoiding, nor desiring, nor repelling. Yeah, you just pause for a second and in that moment, it's right here. It's not there, it's right here. So this is the Tao, which is neither up nor down, neither this way nor that way. So this neutrality is the access point to the natural self, and the mind may say it's not interesting, there's nothing there. It may assume it's going to be boring, or it will simply skip it and continue on its search. So the natural self is the most overlooked thing in the human existence. It is so obviously here that, as I said, the mind just skips it, ignores it. It immediately assumes nothing there, nothing interesting. And then it goes up or left or right, searching, finding. So one of the techniques how to unveil the mind into this natural self is to relax your third eye, relax your focus, relax your attention. You will see that your focus, your attention is busy. It is tensed. It is involved. It is looking forward. It is projecting, searching, scanning, examining, introspecting, and so on and so on. So your natural self becomes easier accessible when you relax your third eye, which basically is the center where you say I, or where the, so to speak, attention and focus is very involved. So that really helps. And for those who then draw their attention into the heart or in any other part of their body, again, relax anywhere your attention is drawn into. If you go to the heart and you center into the heart, well, stop centering into the heart. Relax the focus in the heart and allow this neutral space to be here. Because what you're doing in reality, you're focusing in the heart, and that's the heart chakra. So you become aware of the heart chakra and the qualities of the heart. You can do the same with your solar plexus. You can do the same with any other chakras. They have their own qualities. So the key is to relax your attentional principle, your attention, relax your focus. And then you will notice that it is wherever you direct it, there is some tension. Wherever you direct your attention, and if you relax, 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 you will notice that there is some tension somewhere. And when you reach that point of finding the tension of your attention, you may then ask yourself, what is behind it? What is behind it? And that's how you will unveil exactly what was behind it. You will expose what keeps your attention tensed. And then you can utilize any healing technique and method to sort that thing out. So that's how you get to know the natural self. Or I could say you can stop ignoring the natural self or get to know it, in other words. And then as you work with your attention, you will then find that somewhere, wherever it will be, there is still something holding you uncomfortably, and then ask, what is behind it? What's behind this tension, this holding? And as you stay in the practice, as you meditate, you will see something will come up. And that's how you liberate your attention. You liberate from being, well, a hostage of your attention. Yeah, you liberate it and you open up more and more awareness, and you can stay more and more in awareness, in the self as the self. You see, in reality, it is not a problem, your tensions, your involvements, they're not a problem as long as you don't identify with it. So, when you get to the higher levels of consciousness, you're there, and people still get confused. Why do I still get this and that? Well, that's not a problem, because you will be getting whatever life will be giving to you, whatever you're involved into. you're always going to be getting something. That's the beauty of life. Things come, energies come. That's not a problem. Only if you identify with that energy, with that position, with that tension, and start whining about it, then that becomes a problem to you and possibly somebody else. So you can realize that your natural self is always here. And that's what it means, self-realization. It doesn't mean self-relaxation or self-resolution or self-problem solving and so on. The first step is self-realization, to really get clarity of who you really are, who you really, really are. Yeah, and then what you do is you liberate yourself, you liberate your experience from those tensions. And that's it. But it's continuous, of course. It's a continuous liberation, and then you will see all sorts of dualities arising. And that's fine. So this is a beautiful way of getting to know the natural self and to see what is veiling and what's behind it. Somebody gave a quote. There was a student asked a teacher, so how do you get enlightened? And the teacher said, you stop being not enlightened. You stop being not enlightened. Stop doing that. That may hurt somebody's ego. Yeah, that may hurt somebody's ego. It may bring some uncomfortable truth into one's mirror of consciousness. But there is a very big truth in it, because you got to stop being unenlightened. You got to stop, pretending to be this and that. You got to stop assuming that you're this and that. You're going to stop whining about this and that. So you need to learn, what is the self, who you really are, and just how to manage it all. Yeah, so how to stay, how to manage it, how to be that. And that's what it is. So the easy part, as you know, is to recognize awareness, to recognize the natural self. The difficult part is to stay. But even if you have difficulty in staying, it is also okay. It's also okay. Because now you know that you know. Now you know who you are. Yeah, and of course you will feel uncomfortable. Oh, I want to get back there. I want to be that more. I want to be the self and this and that. It's okay. And most important thing is don't victimize yourself. Don't overdo it. Stay in that neutrality. Stay zen. Yeah, stay as Tao. Just slow down this yearning and seeking and wanting. And at the same time, stop ignoring and pretending to be somebody else. So that's how we find the balance. And the center of your consciousness is you. It's here. It's not there. And not even like inside. No, it's you right here, being aware. There's no distance. There has never been a distance. It's just that you got used to these eyes so much looking forward that you ignored from where the eyes are looking, from here. What's behind the eyes? Awareness. Where is awareness? Here. Yeah, so bit by bit you get to know yourself. You get to dispel those illusions and ignorance. And then you find your balance. You find your balance. Yeah, so don't push yourself too much. Don't make more trouble to yourself. But don't get lazy either. Don't, just lay on the couch like potato and think that it is all gonna come to you. Yeah, not like that either. So that is the Tao. It's the middle way, the teaching of Buddha as well. Why everybody talks about it? Because that's how it is. Buddha says the middle way. Tao says it's right in the middle. Zen says, yeah. So it's right here, and it has to be uncovered.